that was if the case is filed in connection with pending cases, it cannot be used to overturn those decisions. But we make a distinction. I assume that what Her Honor is saying, we make a distinction that if a case is an impeachment case, and for example, in this particular case, which Her Honor would pursue following reports on impeachable offenses, then that would not fall under the Supreme Court's administrative functions.
It would not.
Is that what Her Honor is saying?
Yes, it would not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President, may you recognize Senator Jingo Estrada?
Gentleman from San Juan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Magandang hapon po, Ginang Ombudsman.
Magandang hapon po rin, Ginoong Senador.
Alam kong pagod na ako kayo at 4 na oras na ako kayo nandito. Ngunit iiklihan ko na po ang aking pagtatanong. Isang tanong lang naman actually. Unang-una ko po nais ko pong ipamahagi sa inyo na ako po hangang-hanga sa inyo at malaki po ang aking respeto sa inyo sapagkat dati ho kayong maestrado ng kataas-taasang hukuman ng ating bansa. Ngunit paminsan-minsan ay naglalaro sa aking isipan na baka nagagamit po yung AMLAC o mismo ang inyong tanggapan sa mga tao o sa mga politikong kritikal sa administrasyong ito. Sana naman po if you can give us the assurance that your office will not be used to get back at the political opponents of the administration. Sapagkat, halimbawa, meron pong senador dito, meron congressman na bumatikos sa, halimbawa, kay Pangulong Noynoy at utusan kayo ng Malacanang, oy, tingnan mo yung records niya sa bangko, gamitin mo yung AMLAC para ipitin itong senador o congressman ito. Posible ho mangyari. Sana wag naman hong mangyari na balikan o gamitin yung Office of the Ombudsman o yung AMLAC para balikan yung mga critical o yung mga hindi sumasang-ayon sa kasulukuyang gobyerno. Can you assure us of that, Madam Ombudsman?
Mr. Senator, I would not jeopardize my 40 years of government service. Spotless. I am immodest to say that by allowing myself to be a tool of anyone in order to get back at certain persons against whom that anyone is sore at. I will assure you that.
Kaya nga po ako hangang-hanga sa inyo, Ginang Ombudsman.
Marami pong salamat, Ginoo.
Isang katanungan na lang po. Kasi kanina, tinanong po ni Senator Honasan kung hiningan nyo, kung hiningan nyo yung assistance ng AMLAC dito sa kaso ni Chief Justice Corona. Tama po ba?
Yes.
Yes, alright.
Tama po.
Kasi meron akong kilalang isang high-profile na kaso na respondent. Alam ko meron ho yatang complaint sa inyong tanggapan. Tatanungin ko lang ho sana kung if you sought the assistance of the AMLAC regarding the case of Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
I think, on the contrary, it was they who furnished us. I don't know if it was on account of a previous request. Is Mr. Fangon around? He is the head of the Field Investigation Office.
Right.
Can you please enlighten us?
No. I think he's not...
Assistant Ombudsman Fangon says there is no request, neither is there a transmittal.
But there is a complaint against her.
There is. There are several, Your Honor. In fact, I have dismissed 1 or 2 complaints against her.
What is the nature of the complaint? Is it about graft and corruption?
Well, the bottom line always is graft and corruption.
Yeah.
But
so, did you not seek the assistance of the AMLAC?
Well, first, Mr. Senator, the procedure in the office is we evaluate a case. There's this case build-up. if after case build up, we believe that the President or any respondent for that matter should be subjected to preliminary investigation, then we seek assistance of other offices in order to. Otherwise, if on the face of the complaint and on the basis of documents submitted and on the basis of preliminary investigation, preliminary evaluation rather, I'm sorry, we find that there is no reason to go on, we dismiss it.
Thank you.
Motu proprio.
Thank you very much, Madam Ombudsman. That's all, Mr. President.
Okay.
Mr. President, may we recognize Senator Francis Escudero?
The gentleman from Sorsogon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished Majority Floor Leader. Magandang gabi po, Madam Ombudsman.
Magandang gabi po,
Maikli
Ginoong
po lamang ito.
Senator.
Alam ko po, pagod na rin po kayo. Nabanggit po ni Senator Santiago kanina na anumang investigasyon ninyo ay may kinalaman dapat o kaugnay ng isang balaking impeachment complaint kung sakasakali ng Kamara de Representantes. Pwede ko po bang matanong, may nasubmit na po ba kayo sa House of Representatives na report o ulat kaugnay sa mga bank accounts at deposits na ito ni Chief Justice Corona?
Last Friday, I sent an investigation report.
Can you kindly furnish us with a copy of the same, if that would be possible? Ang layunin ko po rito, Madam Ombudsman, baka ho mas maliwanag at klaro yung paglalathala doon para mas maintindihan po namin yung mga dokumento
Yes,
na
Your Honor.
inihayag ninyo. Second, Mr. President, while we're waiting for that, nabanggit nyo po kanina at natuwa ako actually sa nabanggit nyo na hindi lamang yung waiver ang inaasahan ninyo pero sa pananaw at palagay ninyo may kapangyarihan ng Office of the Ombudsman na magtanong sa mga ahensya ng pamahalan.
I'm sorry I didn't get the start of your...
Yes, ma'am. Just submit us the document, ma'am. Hindi na po ako magtatanong.
Actually, I sent one to the speaker.
Yes, ma'am.
And perhaps the speaker will be the ones... No, I'm sorry, you are not with Congress.
Yes,
I directed also the submission of this document to the Senate, but yesterday I did not report to the office, and this morning I did not have occasion to check if the Senate has been furnished a copy of this investigation report.
Kindly just furnish us, ma'am, even after this hearing.
Sure, we will do that.
Salamat po, ma'am. Ma'am, kaugnay po na nabanggit kanina ni Senator Pangilinan at yung sagot ninyo na hindi nyo kailangan ng waiver naman talaga para magtanong sa mga ahensya ng pamahalan kaugnay sa transaksyon ng sinumang opisyal na iniimbestiga ninyo. In fact, I filed even a further bill in the Senate na nagsasabing hindi lamang waiver pabor sa inyo, pero waiver na po ng secrecy of bank deposits kasama ng SALN kung ito'y mapapagtibay ng Kongreso. But my question, ma'am, is this. The waiver contained in the SALN pertains to past years, including the year that the person submitting the SALN assumed office.
Yes, sir.
Actually, nagulat lang ako sa ginawa ng AMLAC, hindi ko po kayo pinipintasan. Bakit po ang sinabmit ng AMLAC ninyo ay umabot hanggang sa mga transaksyon tungkol sa 2011, 2010, at 2012? Kung ang basihan po ng paghingi o pagbigay, hindi ko po kayo pipintasan, ulitin ko, kung ang basihan ng pagbigay ng AMLAC ay yung waiver, hindi po ba dapat ang basihan nun 2010 SALN tungkol sa 2009 transactions dahil hanggang December 31, 2009 po yun.
Okay.
Kaya tatanungin ko po, nabigay na po ba sa inyo ng Chief Justice yung kanyang SALN para sa taong 2011? May kopya na po ba kayo, ma'am?
No, Senator.
But it would be submitted to you.
It's submitted with the Supreme Court. And
Hindi po nabibigyan ng ombudsman?
never. We don't have any.
So, ina-assume nyo lamang po na malamang nag-submit siya o magsasubmit siya for the waiver for the subsequent years.
Your Honor, please, the purposes of this investigation is not only for purposes of determining whether he reported this in his SALN, but for purposes of determining whether he has unexplained wealth.
I'm leading to that, ma'am, also, actually. Yes, ma'am, but in general, my query is, yung poder ho ba ng AMLAC, sa palagay ninyo at pananaw, ay sumasaklaw sa mga taong sumunod pa dun sa waiver na sinumite. clearly walang waiver base sa anumang sala na final kaugnay ng anumang transaksyon sa 2012. Dahil yung waiver po para doon, fa-file pa ho namin kung sakasakali next year. On the forfeiture case or potential forfeiture case for violation of the anti-graft law or unexplained wealth, that's my next question, ma'am. How are we, to your mind, given not only that you're the present ombudsman but the former justice of the court, how are we to evaluate this evidence aside from the usual presumption of regularity of the performance of one's duties on the part of AMLAC, given that the document you presented to us was prepared and done by AMLAC? Would there be a need, which I will be bringing up in caucus as well, but can I get your thoughts on this? Would there be a need for us to call AMLAC to testify on these documents that you presented, that you had no part insofar as the preparation is concerned? I'm referring to the 17-page transaction submitted by AMLAC, ma'am.
That should be the decision of the Senate, whether it finds necessary to summon the AMLAC and ask questions respecting the documents that it submitted to me.
And one final query, ma'am. Insofar as similar documents that you may be obtaining from AMLAC, assuming hindi po impeachment, what would be the probative value of that and how would you use that? Kunwari po, may isang opisyal na iniimbestigahan, hiniling niyo muli sa AMLAC, pengin ng dokumento tungkol sa mga transaksyon sa bangko nito. Since you cannot get the evidence directly from the bank, how would you treat this particular piece of evidence from AMLAC?
Senator, we sourced this for purposes of case build-up. We were only investigating.
So not necessarily to be actually presented in the actual pending case, if at all, before the Sandigan Bayan?
No, Your Honor, because before a case is filed before the Sandigan Bayan, a preliminary investigation is conducted and the respondent is given opportunity to answer what these documents are all about. And if he will say that this is, as has been stated, bloated or a hoax, then it would be the investigating officer who will determine if the claim is meritorious or if the claim is validated, either